Welcome to Divine Femme TV. My name is Sarah Rose. This is another channeled message for the Divine Feminine Collective. I am aware that there are different ways of the collective tuning into these messages. Not every message will resonate with you. It may resonate later. If this one does not resonate, I do welcome you to check out the playlist that I will link in the description below this video. However, if you did feel called to click here and you landed here, I don't feel it's on accident. There is something here for you. So just take what resonates and leave the rest, and let's just dive into the message. The message is that you are destined for divine love in this lifetime. Many of you have known this your whole life, that you are destined for a divine love, which is why you've never been able to settle in the past. And make no mistake about this, divine love starts within. This is fully coming into union with yourself, with your divine essence, full embodiment of your divinity, fully loving thyself, right? Full unconditional love and self-acceptance for yourself, and fully living from your embodied divinity. The world has no choice but to reflect this back to you in the form of a divine counterpart. Many of you are on this journey and have the catalyst as a twin flame that ripped off the bandages on your abandonment wounds and caused a lot of suffering on this journey. And if you're at that stage of the journey where you're still going through the throes of this and you're looking for this relationship outside of you, your twin flame to be the prize that you feel you need in order to be lovable, or in order to be in quote unquote divine union, you're missing the point of this journey. Divine union is within. You are the love that you are seeking. You will not know this until you're able to disidentify with the mental body, break free from mind identification. This journey is moving from the egoic mind into your sacred heart. This is the journey from head to heart. The abandonment wounds that come up, the betrayal, the pain, the suffering, the dark night of the soul, all of these things are the path for you to come home to yourself. Your twin flame is a catalyst that can only show up in your reality as a reflection of how deeply you have met yourself. And when I say self, I'm not referring to your personhood. I'm referring to the true you, your true nature, your divine nature, which is beyond who you think, keyword think, you are. So as long as you're on this journey with your twin flame, let's say you're going back and forth through cycles of separation and suffering, the point of the journey is not for you to be with your twin flame. And to be honest, by the time you're actually ready for divine union in the 3D, you won't need that. Because the part of you that needs that is the part of you that is reaching outside of yourself to fill some perceived void in order for you to feel lovable or worthy. And I dive into this on the Sacred Integration Circles inside Embody the Empress. So if you're on this journey and you want to start to make sense of it and shift from suffering into divine sovereignty and into inner divine union and union, then this is a necessary phase of the journey. And so is the suffering. But starting to realize that the carrot that's being waved in front of you, like your twin flame or the narrative that you're supposed to be with them, and you're overly focused on trying to create some kind of divine union between you and them. Like, all of that is separation consciousness. In truth, there is no you and them at the highest level. There's only one. You are them. It is one soul in two bodies. I just looked at the clock, the time that I started recording this message, and it was 12:21, a mirror number, right? And you've likely been seeing 12:21s. So if you have, then this is just another synchronicity that you're in the right place. Your twin flame is a mirror of you. The more that you run from your true self, the more they run from you. The more you come home to your true self, the more they are magnetized in. The more you detach and let go and free yourself from the codependent energy and the neediness energy and the energy of grasping and seeking outside of yourself, the more they are magnetized in, because they are you. It's your soul in another body. They can only reflect back to you how deeply you have met your true self and come home to your own heart. And I promise you, on this journey, you don't have to take my word for it, because you're going to go through this anyways, but just to share with you, I promise you that you will come to a point on this journey where you're good, because you are so anchored in to the present moment and the aliveness and the love that you are, and so tuned in and tapped into your purpose and what you're here to do, and so grateful for all of the things in your life, and creating abundance and prosperity in so many different divinely orchestrated ways that blow your mind, that you won't need your twin flame to come back to you. You won't need that. You won't be running from it, and you won't be rejecting it either. So this is key to mention as well, because if you're in a state of running or rejecting or pushing away, that's also this dualistic mind that you're trapped in. And there's layers of anger or sadness or betrayal or hurt or pain or suffering or something like that that still needs to be processed. Ultimately, you come home to yourself on this journey, and you realize that everybody else in your experience, not just your twin flame, but everybody, is you in another body, because you are not the you that you think you are. You are the divine love. You are the infinite intelligence that permeates all things. So wherever you're listening to this right now, if you're driving, if you're in your house, if you're in your apartment, if you're walking, like wherever you're at, I just want you to look around your experience. What the eye sees, what the physical eye sees, is separation. But are things really separate on an energetic level? If all things are energy, which they are, and even the space between you and another apparent object in the room, or across the street, or out your window, or wherever you're at, the mind sees nothing, right? Like, it sees space as nothing. It sees space as just like emptiness. But that spaciousness is actually alive. There's actually molecules in the spaciousness. There's actually, like, that spaciousness is not empty. That spaciousness even is the great connector. It is not a barrier or a separation between two things. There is no separation. Okay. I just hit pause on the recording, and then I realized I just paused it at 12:21. So Spirit is really coming through. The divine, the infinite intelligence that permeates all things is coming through very strong with the message here today, which is, you are destined for divine love. And it's coming into your experience as a direct result of you fully embodying your divinity. So there's some of you listening to this right now that have done the inner work and are at the phase of this journey where you don't need it. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're at peace. But there's still something there, which is why this message is coming through right now. There's still something there that is kind of resistant to the possibility of love coming in because you're so good. Because you're so good. Like you may have already, like you're good being alone. You're good. Like you may even be practicing celibacy, like, which is a very important phase of the feminine journey too, to really cleanse the toxic, denser energies from your sacred womb. But that's a whole nother recording. You're good. You're at peace. It's safe to open to love. It's coming because it's a direct reflection of what you're embodying. And there's just this little sliver of resistance to it because you're so good. Because you're so at peace. Because you're so good on your own. That there's almost like a little layer of hyper independence, which is just like the last little sliver of fear-based consciousness before you completely are open and vulnerable. There's just a little bit of a shield, a little bit of fear-based consciousness around what happens if you open yourself to love and there's more hurt, pain, or betrayal. On a human level, you have evolved, you have ascended, you have jumped timelines, you have alchemized. You're not the same person you even were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. Relationships can't even show up into your experience the same way they did in the past because you've broken those cycles and those patterns. And so we're not here to just realize our divine nature and not embody it. We're embodying it into our human vessel as well, to be the channel, to be fully anchored in our humanity while fully embodying our divinity. And so that fear is a natural human fear of not wanting to be hurt again. But you have to know at this stage of your evolution, the relationships that come into your experience now or have a whole new flavor, a whole new vibe, a whole new frequency, and can only mirror back to you what you are emanating, which is love, which is the message of 12:21, which keeps coming through this message right now. 1's being new beginning, 2's representing partnership, and 12:21 being a mirror reflection. You're calling in your divine counterpart. You're calling in divine union by you being completely anchored in and embodied in your divinity. It's okay and it's safe to open. You're at a stage where it's just opening to receive and realizing any stories of lack or fear that's fizzling out, that little thread of fear, which is a natural human thing when you've been through what you've been through, because the divine feminine that I'm speaking to has been through it. Like, your heart has been through it. And this is the most beautiful thing about you, and I'm getting full body chills right now. Your heart has been through it. And you are so brave and courageous, because what would have jaded so many others, what would have caused so many others to sit in resentment, to sit in anger, to sit in fear, to sit in suffering or pain or blame, you have turned all of your lead into gold, so to speak. You are the alchemist. And all of those things you have transcended, and you are now more aligned, more embodied with your true nature on a moment-to-moment basis with a wide open heart. It's okay and it's safe to finally open and be vulnerable, to open and allow love to flow to you and be open to receive it. Because it's coming either way. It's coming either way. You can't stop this. This is part of your DHARMA, to anchor in divine love in this lifetime and to set a whole new precedent on what humanity thinks of when it comes to relationships. Most of humanity gets into relationships because they need love, because they're seeking love. You come into sacred union, whatever you want to call it, divine union, because you are love. Because you are love. Not because you're seeking it, not because you need it. And yes, on a human level, we all require and deserve to be loved, right? So I'm not discounting the human level, the desire or the need to be loved and have a loving connection. That's part of our humanity. But you are not manifesting this into your experience from a place of need or lack or fear. There's a difference. You're manifesting this into your reality from a place of fully embodying your divinity, fully embodying your Empress energy. The Empress embodies all the queens. I love using tarot as a metaphor because it is the perfect, journey of spiritual alchemy. The Empress has embodied all the queens. The queens still have, their shadows to work through. You are the divine, sovereign ruler of your life. And the mind can come in and doubt or come in and have these little remnants of fear, right? These little threads of fear. And that's all it is a story. You've completely shifted. It's just a story. You're not even the same person that you were even yesterday, let alone a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years ago. It's a story. It's just a story. It's not you. You know this. You are the divine love and the essence that is looking through your eyes right now. But you are not this small, separate little person that needs to grasp at external reality and external things outside of yourself in order to feel loved and honored and safe and appreciated and adored, because you are so connected to the divine flow, You are the divine flow. You be the divine flow, right? This is beingness. And when you begin to be this channel, when you begin to fully allow the love that flows to you, through you, and as you to permeate your being and activate your heart space, and it just naturally outpours. It naturally shines from you. And it magnetizes in based on resonance. So the message here is it's okay to open. It's okay to receive. It's safe to receive. Love is working its way into your 3D experience. Stay anchored in your sovereignty. Stay anchored in your divine discernment. So this is a stage that a lot of divine feminines are stepping into right now, that have done the work and the inner alchemy and have detached from the storylines and narratives of the mental body and have fully come into embodying the love that they are. You are meant to be a light in this world. You are meant to shine it brightly. Part of your DHARMA is divine union with a counterpart. So if this is resonating with you and you're still going through the throes of, dark night of the soul, you've been highly triggered, you're going through a lot of healing, abandonment wounds, rising to the surface, there is a process to the heart awakening, which is what you're going through. This is a heart awakening and an embodiment journey. It's an ascension and embodiment journey and a journey of self-mastery as you come home to yourself. If you're at that point and you want support on this journey, check out Embody the Empress. If you're ready to move into divine sovereignty and really start to magnetize the life in that you know you deserve, because you become a frequency match to it, you become magnetic to it, because grasping outside of yourself for external forms of love or safety or validation or approval is only going to cause you more suffering on this journey. So I hope this message finds you well, and until next time, namaste.